What up, guys? Welcome back to the channel, and today we're going to be talking about the Paul George trade and the Russell Westbrook trade. And let me just have to wait. The reason why I did not post these as soon as they came out, the trades came out, because I was on vacation, and there was a video supposed to explain that, and how I was going to explain a week later, but the video didn't come out because the Wi-Fi wasn't that good. Saying that, let's get into the video. Let's talk about the Paul George trade first. And Kawhi signing. Kawhi signing with the Clippers. I don't think anybody expected that. I think everyone was either saying Toronto or Lakers. Even some people were saying that the Clippers were out of the picture, and he ended up signing with them, and he recruited Paul George, which was a great move for the Clippers. Clippers did give away a lot of picks and a good young asset in Shai Gilgeous-Alexander and Danilo Gallinari, but again, they got Paul George in return. I think it's kind of a win-win for both, because the Clippers right now are in a win-now scenario. I think they have a great chance at winning now as well. So they get what they wanted in a great player in Paul George to pair up with a great player in Kawhi, so they can go out there and try to win some championships. And the Thunder are now in rebuild mode. They get a whole bunch of future picks. They get Shai, which is a great pickup. Danilo Gallinari. They could maybe look to move him and get some more picks, because they are building for the future right now. And with Russell Westbrook, as we'll talk about that later, they'll need to trade him, which they eventually do, and they get more picks. But they're gonna have, I believe, like 15 picks through 2025. So they're gonna have a lot of young guys, and let's say they're bad, or the Clippers are bad for some reason. Let's say Paul George, Kawhi get injured, they don't mix together, and they do bad. I know they have Miami's 2021 first-round pick. Let's say they do bad. Then the Thunder are going to have great picks, including their own. So I think that was a great move by the Thunder to capitalize on Paul George. I think everybody wanted them to get maybe another star, but I think it was a good trade. I do think that they could have ran it back with Paul George and Russell Westbrook, maybe sign a couple low-key guys, but that's fine. They're gonna rebuild now. They know right now it's not their time. They saw the last 3 seasons, first-round exits all 3 times, so they moved on. So now we're gonna go into the Westbrook trade, which there are rumors that he was gonna go to Miami, which I was hoping for, or he's gonna go to Detroit. And I think Houston came in the last minute. There were last-minute reports saying, oh, Houston's gonna try to make a 3-team deal, and they ended up getting Westbrook. I did hear that the Thunder were trying to take Tyler Herro, Winslow, or Bam Adebayo, 2 out of the 3 they said, and first-round picks for Russell Westbrook. I think that was too much. As a Miami fan, I really wanted Westbrook. I would have loved to pair Russell Westbrook and Jimmy Butler, especially in the East, but I think they're asking for too much. You know, Russell Westbrook's on the wrong side of 30. To me, he's already hit his prime. I'm not saying he's going to decline, but I think he's hit his prime. He's hit his main point. He could stay there for a couple more years, but I don't think he's going to go up anymore. And I think Miami not pulling the trigger on that was a good idea. And also, I did read, I don't know if this was true, but that the Thunder were trying to make Miami worse by trying to take all their players for the 2021 first-round pick that the Thunder have Miami's. But I'll talk about Houston and the Houston side of it. Houston traded away Chris Paul and I think 2 first-round picks, one in 2025 or 2026, and I think one in now. I do know there's two first-round picks, all I know, really. But Houston, you know, if the system that Mike D'Antoni runs fits well with Harden and Chris Paul, like he really just gives the ball to Harden and says, go to work. And it worked well, for a little bit. Playoff time, it doesn't really go well. But it worked well. It worked decently. And getting Russell Westbrook, who is a ball-dominant point guard, to pair up with James Harden, who is a ball-dominant shooting guard, was not good to me. They might have chemistry already off the court. They played together. But this is different, because when they played together, Russell Westbrook wasn't the Russell Westbrook we know today. James Harden definitely wasn't James Harden we know today. And I don't think it's going to work. You know, people were saying, oh, Chris Paul, James Harden's not going to work. Chris Paul's a ball-dominant point guard, but I think Chris Paul is a lot different than Russell Westbrook. Like, if you see Russell Westbrook with the ball, he always has the ball. Always has the ball, passes out. He shoots it, he gets the rebounds, like he always gets the ball. James Harden always has the ball, step back threes, whatever he does. Also, in D'Antoni's offense, it is a three-point shooting offense, which Russell Westbrook shot like 29% from three last season. Like, how is he going to work in that system? I don't think it's going to work. I think that was a bad trade for Houston. But at least they got off of Chris Paul's contract, right? No, they get Westbrook's big contract too, so it's not like they just traded away a contract. But OKC, on the other hand, great move. They get 2 first-round picks, and I do know that they're going to try to move Chris Paul. I do know Miami was trying to get Chris Paul and a couple picks, and in return, and then use those couple picks for Bradley Beal or John Wall. But if OKC, I know OKC did not intend to keep Chris Paul, which I think is fine. Trade him away. You don't need him at all. You want to start the rebuild, have Shai or Shea, whatever, I'm just going to call him Shai, as your point guard. And then trade him. I'd say get more first-round picks. Maybe get another young guy. But I think OKC did a great job of gathering picks. If I'm an OKC fan, I would be pissed because you went from possible or playoff locks, possible title contenders, to possibly the bottom of the league. Like, I feel bad for them, for OKC fans. But if I were the Oklahoma City Thunder, I would trade away Chris Paul and Steven Adams and get younger. I don't think Steven Adams is a top 5, top 6, top 7 center. So, and he's 25, and he's on a decent contract. I say get rid of him. Just go young if you're OKC, because you're not winning anytime soon at all. But let's address some rumors for the OKC. I did know that people were saying that the Raptors, or OKC offered the Raptors, Paul George, and possibly Russell Westbrook, I don't know, for Pascal Siakam and a couple picks. Like, if you're the Raptors, I know you value Siakam high. He could be a future All-Star. Even next year with the Raptors, how they're not bad, but they're not as good as it used to be, obviously. But you would get Russell Westbrook, Paul George, and on top of that, you know Kawhi wanted to play with Paul George. He recruited Paul George. So they would have Kawhi, Russell Westbrook, Paul George, Kawhi in the East. It's not even like they're in the West. The East is so easy compared to the West. They could easily make the finals. They would probably be the favorites to win the championship. I think the Raptors should have pulled the trigger. Even though Pascal Siakam is great, I think he pulled the trigger. But also for the Raptors, trade away Lowry, trade away Gasol, go young, because you're not going to win anytime soon. It's just true. You're not winning with Lowry as your point guard, Gasol aging as a center. They're both aging, and they're both, not as good as they used to be. And Siakam's really their only hope to me. Maybe even OG Anunoby, I think his name is. But all in all, the Thunder are big winners for the future. But for the now, big losers, in just my opinion. And they kind of lost out on everybody. But again, the future is bright. The Clippers, it's going to be a battle for LA because, as you guys already know, they have Anthony Davis. So it's going to be a battle for LA. Houston is probably going to be title favorites. I don't think they should. I think they might have got a little bit worse, especially with Eric Gordon aging. Clint Capella didn't show much in the playoffs last year. I don't think he's not going to have a jump shot. And with Russell Westbrook, Clint Capella as, point guard center, like there's no shooting there. Spacing the floor might be a little bit tough, but I think that they could make it work. But again, in D'Antoni's system, it might not work. I don't think it will, but saying that, you never know. It could always work. They could be the best team in the league next year. You never know. But that's going to be it for this video. If you guys liked the video, hit the like button and hit the subscribe button. See you guys in the next one.